I was born in Moscow, but I remember nothing of that time. I was just an infant when the old world was destroyed in the flames of nuclear fire. I, along with 40,000 others, were saved by retreating to the metro stations deep under the city. Now, 20 years have passed, and going up into the embrace of an endless winter was left to a few brave souls. The metro was our home, and our fortress against the nightmarish mutants who roamed the tunnels. Still, we never gave up hope that we would return to the surface.
Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Many of you know that I love a good meaty single-player campaign. To me, that's what it's all about. I love getting lost in, different worlds that are created in video games. I find that that's, for me, is the pinnacle of video gaming, where you really feel immersed, where you really feel that you're part of a world that someone created. And it all started in the mind, typically of one person, and then eventually you get a whole team that work on it together. And it's almost a miracle if it comes out good. Well, here's a wonderful game called Metro Redo or Redux. I'm still not sure how it's pronounced. But this game, I had both of these and played both of them on the Xbox 360, although the Metro 2033 I had only played just the first level of. I found it fairly clunky, the controls, and from what I understand from watching multiple reviews and impressions videos on it, Metro 2033 was like really gruelingly tough. You had to really make a very good use of your gas mask and of your ammunition, and you just barely could make it from one level to the next. So what they did is that when they made Metro Last Light, they made it a lot more forgiving. They still had some difficult other modes in there, like the Ranger mode, where you have limited ammunition. They removed some of the stuff from the HUD, and it made it a much more immersive and realistic experience. But at the same time, they had the Spartan level. There's actually a couple difficulty levels in the game, as well as playstyles. You have a Spartan playstyle, which is more forgiving, a little bit more ammo, easier to find more of the gas mask filters and things like that within the environments. At the same time, they also had 4 difficulty levels. Well, now that they've redone, they spent a year with 80 technicians redoing this Metro Redo, just doing the Metro 2033 alone. They brought it up to speed. It's one of the nicest looking remastered games that I've seen. The first one is wonderfully immersive as it was, and based off the book, was really great. And a lot of gamers either loved it or hated it. But this new one, because of the way you can play it like Metro Last Light, it's fantastic. So I'm really impressed with how they took an old classic and brought it up to speed. You basically get both games for only $50 here in America, which is not bad, with multiple play styles, all the DLC, all the extra weapons and everything that I had from pre-ordering Metro Last Light. You get right from the get-go. So I've already played the beginning of both games. You can play, one or both of them. You can take your time and play a little bit of each, or play one then play the other. So it's nice the way it's laid out. They've got all new menus, all new graphics. They've got they took the HUD and the inventory system that works so well in Metro Last Light, which I loved, and they incorporated it into the Metro 2033. So now you've got a lot of the same buttons. You hit one of the front shoulder buttons, it brings up an instant HUD. You can see all your inventory, and you just follow the simple button prompts you see on the screen in case you forget. So it's a really handy deal. This is a wonderful game. I can't tell you how much fun I've had with it. Right now I'm juggling a ton of games at once, so it was tough. I was actually a few days late even getting this thing installed and starting it up. But now that I got into it yesterday, I sat down to play Metro 2033 and I couldn't stop. And then I, tried to force myself to stop so I could try the Metro Last Light and see how it is. And both of them are very impressive. It definitely warrant a next-gen system purchase. I mean, this is probably the finest remastered game that I've seen to date. Of course, it pushed back the GTA 5 and some of the other remastered games that I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to Sleeping Dogs as well. But so far, this one takes a cake at 60 frames a second, and with 1080p graphics on the PlayStation 4, it really looks amazing. I'm sure it looks equally nice on the Xbox One as well. But I know as many of you have got just tons of games coming out in the next couple months, and you're saving your money for those, and because people have already played this probably will get passed over by a lot of people, or people will just wait and get it for half price down the road as they can afford it. But this is one of the nicest remastered games, and I just did a rant, as a few of you know, on remastered games and what I think about them. And this one takes the cake so far. This has been the most impressive. I mean, I really was happy with The Last of Us looks amazing and plays amazing. This 60 frames a second really brings to life an immersive experience like this in a single-player campaign. So if you're sitting on the fence on it, you can easily make a decision. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful game. It's not for everyone. Not everyone enjoys kind of a dark, oppressive, post-apocalyptic world like what they've created in this wonderful adventure here, or both of these adventures. But you get your money's worth in spades in this. It's beautifully done. It's a beautiful reimagining or remastering of the original Metro 2033. And Metro Last Light has never looked so good. I thought it looked amazing with the 5 levels that I had played on the other ones. Now I have a really good reason to see this all the way through and finish it. And I played both of them, which I'm anxious to do. So I wanted to get this impressions video out to you. I had a couple people that asked me if I was going to do one, and I wasn't sure. There's so many wonderful reviews on the original Metro Last Light that came out a year ago, as well as Metro 2033, but I just love the gameplay. I love the attention to detail with the spider webs and the spiders and the textures on the wall with the rust and the paint peeling off and what have you. There's lots of little visual treats to the eye that they've really worked over and went overboard with this. There's just so much rich attention to detail that it makes it a real adventure that you can easily get lost in. So my recommendation is, if you like a really good adventure and you want not one but 2 wonderful single-player campaigns that have a connecting story but both can be played separately, you can't beat this Metro redo. It's a fantastic game. So that's my impressions video of it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your games no matter what they are. Thanks again.